So yeah, let's go ahead and let's set it on fire. I mean, I don't want to do it because it's such a nice ship, but unfortunately, it does have to burn. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Recreating the Disasters, and today we're focusing on the Queen Elizabeth. So yeah guys, let's get into the video. Alright, so here we have the Queen Elizabeth and the Queen Mary side by side, which is really cool. But, Jlkillen, as usual, do you want to give us a little bit of background to what the Queen Elizabeth was and what it became over the years?
Yeah, so the RMS Queen Elizabeth was an ocean liner owned and operated by the Cunard Line. Her and the Queen Mary, her sister ship, provided weekly liner service between Southampton and New York. She was launched on September 27, 1938, named after Queen Elizabeth. The Queen Elizabeth was a slightly larger ship, being the largest ocean liner ever built at the time and remained so for an additional 56 years after. She entered service in World War II in February of 1940 as a troop ship. It wasn't until October of 1946 when she would serve in her intended role as an ocean liner. The Queen Elizabeth was retired after her final New York crossing on December 8, 1968. She was moved to Port Everglades in Florida and was converted to a tourist attraction opening in February of 1969. The attraction was unsuccessful and was closed in 1970.
Alright, so thank you, Jlkillen. Now, where are we going after this? Because, of course, the ship did not sink or, well, catch fire in Florida. It caught fire somewhere else. So where was that?
Yeah, so the Queen Elizabeth was sold to a Hong Kong businessman who intended to convert her into a floating university cruise ship named the Seawise University, and she was moved to Hong Kong.
So yeah, that's where we're going, but there's no Hong Kong in the game, so I guess we'll just go to Tokyo. Let's go ahead and let's start making our way over there. Alright, so we have left San Francisco, or in this case, Florida, and we are making our way directly towards Tokyo, and I'm not sure. That does look like some land in front of us, but it doesn't seem like it's spawned in, and wow, there's a ghost off our right side.
Yeah, I can see it back there. It's like a ghost Titanic.
And it's gone. So that is the second time I've seen that so far. And we got a volcano in front of us, so I'm going to turn left. Now, this journey with the Queen Elizabeth was not a very smooth one. In reality, the voyage was sort of plagued with issues, and the ship had to be refurbished several times, at least in the engine room, to keep it going. So it wasn't like one shot all the way from Florida to Hong Kong. They had to stop, I believe, maybe once or twice to actually make repairs to the ship. So yeah, not very smooth, but it got there. Unfortunately, when it did get there, it would eventually catch fire and sink, and we'll get into that in just a minute. Oh, that is also a really cool view, seeing the Queen Mary break off from the formation and just go in that direction. Really cool. Now, one cool thing we're going to be doing during this video is we are going to be converting the ship from this livery to the Seawise University livery, and we really haven't done anything like this in any previous videos. We may have converted the ship before the video, but never during the video or halfway through. So, this will be interesting. Now, we don't actually have the Seawise University livery on the ship right now. We only have the wartime livery, or just the gray camo. So, yeah. Alright, so we have now arrived in Hong Kong, or, well, in-game, Tokyo. And now we're going to convert the ship into Seawise University. Alright, so it's now daytime. We've got the ship here. It's apparently out of fuel. And we've got the anchors down, so let's go ahead and let's go into ship options and start changing some things. Alright, here we go. And now it's white. I mean, I guess you could put any number in there that's over the max number and you'll get white. Now, what do we need to do next?
Yeah, based on the photographs I'm looking at, I think the last thing you just need to do now is to change the funnels to like a yellowish color.
Okay, so I've got this really neon yellow. I'm pretty positive that's not the right color, right?
I'd say it's more of like a yellowish tan color.
Okay, let me see if I can get that.
I'd say if anything, it would probably be similar to Britannic in some way, I'd say, because the white, you know, the white hull and then the kind of tannish funnel. Like one picture, it's like yellow, and then in another, it's like kind of like a tan kind of color.
Alright, so I'm pretty sure we've got the livery down, we've got that white hull, and now we have those tan sort of yellow funnels. I'm not 100% sure on them, but yeah, according to Jlkillen, that is sort of what they look like. So we're going to roll with that. Now, The ship did not survive for long with this livery, and I'll let Jlkillen explain what happened.
Yeah, so in 1972, while she was being refurbished in the Hong Kong harbor, a fire broke out from unexplained circumstances. The ship eventually capsized by the water being used to fight the raging fire.
So yeah, let's go ahead and let's set it on fire. I mean, I don't want to do it because it's such a nice ship, but unfortunately, it does have to burn. So we're going to go ahead and we are going to do slow mode, and then we are going to sink by fire. So there it goes. It is on fire. Now at this stage, the ship is beginning to roll over, and in reality, this was not really caused by the fire. It was actually caused by the boats trying to put out the fire. So they were spraying water onto the ship, and that just made it unstable and started to roll over to one side, similar to what happened with the Normandy. Eventually, the ship completely rolled over, and at this stage, it would have stopped sinking. It would have burned a little longer, and the reason why it would have just stopped sinking would be because it laid up against the seabed. It wasn't in very deep water. It was in a bay, not really the middle of the ocean. So it just stopped sinking, and it just lied on its side and continued to burn, and actually collapsed a little bit as well near the stern part. And you can see some of this damage in a film, that being one of the James Bond films. Just super, super cool. Now you may be asking, can I go see the ship today? Well, no, you cannot. It was scrapped, and anything that remained down there was concreted over to make way for a dock. So, nope, if there's anything there, it's under the seabed and under a bunch of concrete. But as you can see, there goes the ship sinking to the bottom, and that is it. It is now on the bottom. So Jlkillen, were there any casualties with this sinking and fire?
I don't think there were any casualties, but there was wide speculation for what led to the fires. Several fires broke out simultaneously throughout the ship, which led the Court of Inquiry to hand down a cause of arson. Other speculations included that the ship was intentionally destroyed, part of a fraud to collect insurance money, as $8 million was insured while the ship was bought for $3.5 million. Other speculations include that the fire was a result of a conflict, a part of political tensions.
So yeah, that is the end of the Queen Elizabeth. If you guys have enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like and a comment, and I'll see you next time, guys. Goodbye.